What's going on, man? So listen. Candace Owens proves that men can never do enough. And nobody's going to see it this way until I point it out this way. Let's break down LeBron James's life. Married his high school sweetheart. No scandals. All his children are by the same woman. He makes a lot of money in a profession. His children aren't out here wilding out. Right? So then he works his butt off for 20 years. Gets the resources. Now, I think it's been more than 20 years now. Gets the resources. Puts back into the community from which he came. And then you have people like Candace Owens saying, I knew it wasn't going to work. But then in the same sentence, she says, Black America needs to pull themselves up from the bootstraps. Last I checked, wasn't nobody whining about it. The news and the media made this headline news because it's attached to his name. But the unfair thing is you are asking a man that has his heart in the right place, that put his resources where his heart was, to help children outgrow their parents. Yeah, they may go to that school, but they still live with their parents. So the real question is, why aren't the parents putting the resources where their heart is? Or is their heart in the wrong place? See, I grew up in the hood. So guess what? I seen parents put their resources towards their drug addictions. That's where their heart is. Or that's how I see it. Because if your child is hungry and don't have no choice, but you gotta get what you gotta get, that's where your heart is. I've saw people care more about fashion and buying the new Jordans that come up. But shout out to Jordans. I like Jordans too. But they would do that whether they invest in their children's future. But I don't want him to get picked on because, all the other kids are doing it. I didn't have Jordans until I got to high school, and they were given to me secondhand. Well, I would take that back. My dad bought me a pair in 5th grade. But there was a reason behind that. But people rather give their kids Jordans than to give them a computer and study materials. We've all seen people that live right down the street in the projects. Brand new Suburbans, 22-inch rims, 24-inch rims, system in the back, TVs everywhere. Their heart is in faking it till they make it, or stunting, or showing off, or being flashy. LeBron James ain't the problem. He worked his butt off. He put his resources where his heart was. He cares about Akron. Now, we got to give it time because those children have to outgrow their parents. They're going from the school, an excellent facility, back home to parents that only have a ceiling this high. Most of their hope is already gone. They don't know how to groom their children to take advantage of this opportunity. I don't believe that there's one parent there but like, listen, you don't understand. This is LeBron James' school. We're going to make him notice you for every reason. You're going to be the best academically. You're going to be the best athletically. If you make him look good and you're the standout student, he will notice you. That's what I'd be telling my kids. If I was in that situation, like, yo, we gonna make him look good. He didn't have to do this for us. Now you get 20 people telling their kids the same thing, and now people want to work hard. Now LeBron James have students to go back to show off to the world. Like, these students came and they excellent in school, excellent athletes, went to college. Now they're in the real world showing out. Children have to outgrow their parents. I had to outgrow my parents, and I had good parents, but there's a lot of technical things that I have thought about, that I have drew in my high school art book, that's coming to pass right now. Wrong time, wrong place. People thought I had stupid, silly ideas. They didn't know what I was thinking about, but they also didn't know how to help me bring those things to life. And eventually, little bit by little bit, things came to life. Almost everything. I think I got one good idea left that hasn't come to life. I need to move to Silicon Valley. But people that didn't understand would be like, oh, this is a pipe dream and stuff like that isn't possible. And people told me everything. I also heard people talking about finance when I was younger. People's idea of good finances was making $100 a day. People were saying, all I need to do is make $100 a day and I'll be okay. So me growing up, so I got to a certain point, I was thinking, hey, I just need to make $100 a day. Now that I'm knocking that out the park, I'm figuring out how I can get 4 times what I got now. Because the more money I get, the more I want to invest in my children, because I want them to have the opportunities that I didn't. But I had to separate myself from everybody that wasn't thinking like me. Because I didn't want their negativity. But you're asking children to do this. You are asking children to have this power to outgrow their parents, especially when they're living in the same household. That's going to take time, because they're going to have to see the whole area change. LeBron James has good business acumen. He does. It is what it is. His friend Rich Paul has a good business acumen. But what you're essentially asking for is children to outgrow their parents, and the parents that need to start putting their resources, their own resources, where their heart is supposed to be. You don't have to learn at school. One thing that my parents did teach me, you don't have to wait till school time to learn. My mom used to make me write words out of the dictionary. There's a whole bunch of words I know, but I don't feel the need to say them. She made me write the dictionary front to back like 2 or 3 times. Big Webster's dictionary, the big blue one with the gold letters, the hardcover, the one that got the pictures of the whales and the different jellyfishes and different types of everything, ships that came to this country and what year they. Beautiful dictionary. I hated that thing growing up. I came from the hood where we lived in an apartment that we could never bomb the whole unit, because it was a 4-unit building at the same time. So the roaches would leave, but then they would come back stronger. I used to sleep with my wave cap under my neck. My wave cap used to come all the way down. And then I used to get in the middle of my bed and then tuck myself inside the bed. My sheets would be tucked all the way around while I'm inside the bed. There's other things that these children are dealing with, but y'all want to blame this man. But Candace, Owens, what more can he do? You pick a role model for any family, especially any black family, for those that care. What has he done wrong? On the court, one of the greatest. Off the court, I could argue he's even better. On the court, it's an arguable thing, because he's 6'8", 230 pounds, and Jordan and Kobe was 6'6". And so on the court, it's arguable. Off the court, it's not. But yeah, let's all take the time to dump on this man because two thirds came out right, but 1/3 didn't. He has the resources. He put it where his heart was, and now we're waiting for the academic part, which mostly, if you ask me, isn't even his fault. But that's the world we live in. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Till next time.